What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Granularity AI tutorial. I've been out of commission for some weeks now, I think, maybe close to a month. If you've noticed, I kind of really haven't released a video in a while. So recently came back, was doing some traveling, I think since about June. So it was exhausting, it was tiring, but now luckily I'm back home and ready to do these videos and tutorials and also absolutely nothing for you guys. I'm ready to stay home and not go anywhere. But um, came back with some tutorials for you guys. Been doing a lot of exploring. Been doing a lot of trial and error with so many things. I am still using the Databricks free edition for my own development. I kind of haven't really used Anaconda or anything for a while now, just because I am really enjoying the Databricks um, free edition or community edition. So yeah, this is kind of what I've been sticking to for a hot minute, just for my own development. But today we're going to talk about a tool or an app that I think is important when we are moving into this agentic AI um, era, where we were trying to have AI models or AI systems, processes, whatever you want to call them, perform activities for us. So today we want to do a simple tutorial on using a tool called Composio in being able to not only read our email, our Gmail specifically, um, and also be able to send out messages or fetch emails from our inbox, read those emails, and send them out maybe to another user. With that being said, this can be primarily useful for anyone that's involved in lead generation or wants to be like a marketer of something of some kind, right? You develop maybe a newsletter, you're a content creator that develop a newsletter, and you want to send it out to your distribution list of subscribers, of followers, of whatever it may be, and you've collected their emails. You can put these emails now into a list for free. I don't think Composio has a. I believe I think it's 20K hits to the API is free, but I think after that you kind of begin to see a throttle a bit, and it doesn't exactly work for you. I think there is tiers that you can work in with, and kind of see how you can incorporate maybe more of a vast number of kind of API hits that you can have that can really work for you. But if any of that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you like. Hit that subscribe button, smash it, punch it, whatever you got to do. Make sure you comment as well to let me know if this information was useful, if it sucked, any ideas that you might have, any future ideas. I want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. And we kind of want to make sure we're providing the best material we can. With that being said, let's jump in. So, Composio is skills that evolve for your agents, more than just integration, 10,000 tools that can adapt, turning automation into intuition. Here's the platform itself, right? Looks simple, looks easy to use, and it really is actually. You go to default. Here you'll get your API keys. You'll find other things, stuff like that. I'm not going to show you guys my API key just yet, but as you can see, it's the pip install Composio. But as I begin to kind of run through things, I'll kind of show you how to use your API keys and what to use and stuff like that. When you first get to the Composio site, it will already have like an API key for you kind of in this first page that you can then kind of copy and paste into your process. But let's go browse the toolkits. That's what I really want to show you guys. So as you can see, we have Gmail, Slack, GitHub, Shopify, Google Sheets, Notion, Google Drive, Superbase, HubSpot. Personally, I think Gmail and Outlook are the most useful in this. I mean, again, this is just from my perspective. I haven't used too many of their other tools. I think there is like other AI agent frameworks out there like AutoGen that does let you connect with GitHub pretty easily. I think LangChain does it as well, maybe LangGraph as well. But Outlook and Gmail, I think, are the most useful, mainly because If you are someone who has a newsletter, like I said in the first example, and you want to send that out to a distribution list of other emails, this can be a way for you to do it at no cost, at no charge, in your own custom development. There is other toolkits that can be used. For example, if we go to, I think it's here, you'll see, move my face. You'll see that they have important GitHub, Gmail, Google Sheets, Affinity, Apollo, Fireberry. Some of these I've never heard of or know what they are. Firecrawl, Google Analytics. I think I saw an Airtable one too, which I think is pretty cool. So as you can see, there's a host of things that you can do. Outlook, Slackbot, Zoom, even marketing. Eventbrite could be one. Amcards, Reddit could be one. Twitter Media. So there's a whole array of things that you can use this for. Email marketing, productivity, Asana, Jira is in this. I do want to explore the Jira piece of this. And see how it can be incorporated in my own development of things. But yeah, so as you can see, there's a whole list of tools, a whole list of options. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know how you guys used it, or if you guys used it, and we'll go from there. But today we are just going to focus on Gmail since it's kind of the lowest hanging fruit in terms of seeing what we can do with it, how it works, and what it looks like. So pip install Composio, OpenAI, of course. Also, I am not sponsored by Databricks or Composio right now, or Google Gmail for that matter of fact. All this is through my own curiosity. All this is through my own findings. Not getting paid for any of this, so it's pretty as honest as possible. Just want to keep that stipulation there so that you guys don't think I'm trying to sell you something that maybe I don't believe in. But I will say, like I said, I have been using the Databricks Community Edition for a while, only because I'm already pretty familiar with Databricks as it is. And I kind of like the idea of continuously using it. I've used a lot of IDEs, and for a machine learning engineer, for a data scientist, or for an AI engineer, using Databricks just kind of makes sense. If I'm being completely transparent, it just feels better. The tools are better. The apps are better. I'm still an Anaconda fan, but if I had to pick presently in this time frame right now, I would probably want to use Databricks more than I use Anaconda. But I'm still an Anaconda and Jupyter Notebook fan. Haven't steered away from that at all. This is still running. You may need to restart the kernel. You shouldn't have to worry about this message unless it gives you other errors after, but you should be pretty safe when it comes to this. I don't think you should really worry about anything that happens with this. But if you want to, you just have to copy the db.dbutils.library restart Python into a separate command, and you should be able to run it easy. But yeah, let's give it some time. Nice. Okay, so now that's done running. Let's hop back into running this. So obviously we installed pip install Composio OpenAI, Composio import Composio, or from Composio import Composio, blah blah blah, from OpenAI import OpenAI. And now here's where we begin to kind of establish our variables, our environment variables for this. So now next is for us to set up our OpenAI key, our Composio key, and our authentication configuration ID key to use Composio effectively and to use it with our Gmail account. So I kind of have our get pass here. Get pass is pretty useful. So we have enter your OpenAI key. We want to take this out real quick. And we want to use this one. Just copy and pasting. Cool. Then we have Composio API key. And for that, we want to use this one. Cool. And last but not least, there is an authentication configuration ID. Usually you should be able to see this again in your profile once you do make a profile in Composio. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not, but it should usually, like when you get to Composio, it should already have like a kind of like a brief tutorial for you, and you should be able to find it in there. If not, I can show you another time how to kind of add it in there. But anyways, we want to define our user email. So user email equals, and then we want to make sure we're using granularity email. So let's go ahead and copy this. Boom. We want it here. Boom. Done. Now here's where we get to set the connection between Gmail and the agent itself. So connection request equals Composio. Connected accounts dot initiate connection. Yes. So this is pretty much all it is, or it kind of already has it written, but there is a few fixes that need to be done here. So we don't want to use the API key. We want to use the auth config ID. And then for this, we're going to remove this. And instead, we want to use auth. Yes, this is what we want to use here. No. Boom. There we go. Cool. So once we kind of have that there, we can then do keep going. Don't mind that. Redirect URL equals connection request. You want to take some of this out real quick. Connection request. We don't want to do brackets. Instead, we want to do redirect URL. I hate when it kind of adds more than I would like. It's still pretty fast, but I hate that it adds more sometimes. Redirect URL. So connection request dot redirect URL. Once we have that, then we print redirect URL. Connected account equals connection request. Too many ends. Connection underscore request dot wait for connection. Now, this is kind of where you then begin to authenticate the email that you're using that you want to establish the connection with for the agent to operate. So you'll get a link once this kind of Composio dot connected. Did I spell it wrong? I don't think I did. Composio. Hopefully I did. Let me see. Check the. We'll see. I don't think I spelled it wrong. I don't know. Let's run it and see. Is not defined. Let's try to run the packages again and see what happens. Huh. Let me see. Oh, I see what I'm missing here. So let's, above the email, I forgot to include the client. So we're going to do Composio, well, not the client. Well, yeah, I guess it is the client. Composio, or the API key itself. OpenAI client here, client key. Client, boom, there we go. Now it should be good to go. Now we'll get the link that we want. connect accounts, initiate connection, attribute connected. I think it's just initiate. Whoops. There we go. So that's what happens if you only rely on autocorrect. It kind of doesn't do it right for you. Accounts got an unexpected email. User ID. Relaunch. Oopsie daisy. Just delete that. And I think, there we go. That's what we want. So we want this link to show up. Once you hit this link, it's going to ask for authorization from Google. You hit yes. Ask for some permissions, blah, blah, blah. It's up to you kind of what you want. Just for the sake of this demo, we're going to do select all. Continue. Once you get this, you can go back here and it should give this green check mark that everything's good to go. And then we can keep going. So this is where we establish the tools that we want. So import, actually don't want to import anything. Well, maybe I might use it. Import pandas as PD. And then we want tools equals Composio dot tools dot get, I believe. User ID equals user email tools, and we want to use both Gmail send email and Gmail fetch emails. So these are two tools that I think are pretty easy to use and pretty useful when trying to get up and running and understanding Composio. So send email obviously does what it states. It sends an email. Fetch emails goes into your inbox and finds the email that you specify in your prompt. So I'm going to show it in a bit, but we're going to do two cases, right? We want number one for it to find the most recent email in our inbox. Then after we get that, number two, we then want it to not only find the most recent email, or then number two, let's not even do that. Let's say we just wanted to send out an email. We don't want to make it too complicated, but we just wanted to find the email that we want and send out an email. We wanted to find the most recent email and then send out an email. That's it. So let's kind of figure that out real quick. And for this, I'm going to use GPT-5. I believe that's, I think it's, I don't know if you could just put GPT-5 or it's 5 like with the date or something like that. I don't know. But either way, we're going to try it out and see how far we get. So response. Also, how many of you have tried GPT-5 so far? I know it's fairly new, but I'm just curious. Actually, no, not emails. OpenAI _ client. Chat completions create model. So we want to do OpenAI models, and we want the reference docs, but we want GPT-5. We want to copy, we see, yeah, there's only one, GPT-5. Let's go back to our notebook. Let's place it here. Cool. So once we have the model established, we then add the tools in here. Tools, forget the comma. Tools equals tools. Nothing complicated. And then we want messages equals, I'm just going to copy this. Let's not. Messages equals system. And let's kind of roll content. I kind of like it on a single line personally. I don't really care to have it how it's thinking, but system content. Let me see. Yes, system content, comma, Hopefully it auto finishes. No, right here. You are a helpful assistant. Something basic like that is fine. Let's keep it on one line. Again, this is preference. I like it on one line. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Then we want user, of course, and we want content. And I guess we could let this autocomplete, and it should be good to go. So let's just stick right here for a second. Actually, I need to comma here. I think comma here. Not sure. And this is why sometimes I hate using this autocomplete, because you don't know. Okay, so let's remove this for a second. Like, and I do like that Databricks autocomplete is pretty intuitive. I kind of like using it. It's just as good as any other autocomplete. Well, I shouldn't say just as good. When I think of like VS Code or GitHub Copilot, it's a Databricks. What is this? I don't know if this is part of the Genie or Databricks Assistant is a pretty good autocomplete itself. So I'm not mad when it kind of makes mistakes. It's usually pretty easy going. But cool. So now that we have that, let's keep going. And I want to send an email, but instead I want it to be, let's see, how to prompt, I think here. Fetch the most recent email. Fetch the most recent email within the inbox. Hopefully it's nothing dirty. I don't know, but we shall see. So let's kind of keep moving. And so now that we're asking it to fetch the most recent email in our inbox, we want to make sure that we also kind of are able to parse the response fairly easily. So I think it should come back as a JSON response. Result Composio Composio.provider.handle tool calls response response equals response. There we go. Okay, and then we want to print the result. And once printed, we want it to say email fetched successfully. Email fetched successfully. Cool. And now let's run it and see what was my most recent email. Hopefully it's nothing nasty. Hopefully it's nothing dirty. Hopefully it's PG-13. But you never know. You never know. So pretty messy output. Let's see if we can have the assistant clean the output. Please clean the result output. Now, I am somebody who is 100% for AI assisting you in coding. Again, Databricks has, this is free, by the way. Databricks has a pretty decent way of kind of adding these tools into things and kind of letting you try it and see how it works. Let's see if this cleans it nicely. Could take a bit more time. Hopefully we don't get an error. If I do get an error, I'll just go back and keep whatever was original. What is this? Message. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. Maybe I should say, let's go back real quick. Let's try one more, because now I'm curious. Please make output format readable. Readable? I don't know if that's a good word. Let's see what it does then. Again, I will say, like, also a lot of these assistant tools have a difficulty getting it the first time, so you do got to work with them. Similar to like vibe coding, right? You kind of have to work on an app multiple times in order to really make it how you want it to. Same thing with like AI assistants. They're not always going to get it right. They're not always going to get it correct. But just in the essence of time, I'm not going to spend my time trying to figure it out. But you can see that there's a Google message here. You allowed Composio access to some of your Google account. If you didn't allow Composio to access some of the account of your Google account, someone else may be trying to access your Google account, yada, yada, yada. Take a moment now to check your account activity and secure your account. So obviously this is just in my email, Google telling me Composio is trying to get or has access. Obviously I let it have access, so forth and so on. So this alert is kind of just redundant, no need. But moving forward, right, it can pull the most recent email I had. And just to be sure, let's go about and check our email real quick. Let's go here, Gmail. So as you can see, right here is where it was reading off of. You allow Composio access to some of your data, granularity analytics. We can see that it was able to use or to hop into my Gmail and then check and see what was the most recent email in my account. And it was from Google at, what is this, 6:51 p.m. Okay, cool. So let's keep going. Let's go from there to then sending an email. So we want to now check it out and see. Let's do this. So now let's switch it up. We're going to send it to a different email. We're going to send it to Cameron RW 86 at Gmail. And once we have that, again, we kind of want to run it. It should be good to go. I don't think we have to do another security check, but who knows? It looks like we might have to. So again, we're using granularity analytics. Continue. Now you could make this authentication automated. I'm not going to do it here because again, it can turn into a longer video. But again, it completes. We're going to send it to this email address here. And instead we want to say, give me a second. Instead we want to say, send an email to, we want to do this. Send an email to, here it is. Oh. That would do it by itself and autocorrect. Curly brackets, user email with the subject hello from Composio. Oh, cute, right? In the body, Composio can be useful when creating agentic applications that are able to use tools similar to MCPs, but not exactly. So we now want Composio or the Gmail tool to send out an email from our own Gmail account. Now, again, this can be done with Outlook as well. We're not going to do Outlook, but let's just do Gmail for tutorial sake. Now, again, what should happen is it should send an email to this email here that we established with hello from Composio as the subject, and the body. Composio can be useful when creating agentic applications that are able to use tools similar to MCPs but not exactly. So here we go. And again, end result is that in that email address, what should happen is we should be able to get an email directly to our inbox saying that message and having that body and subject. And as you can see here, let me just, if I pop it out, yes. As you can see here, we have from Granularity Analytics, hello from Composio. Composio can be useful when creating agentic applications that are able to use tools similar to MCPs, but not exactly. And then we have the email CameronRW86@gmail.com. Cool. Let's get out of that. So now that we know, number one, how to use Composio to fetch your most recent email, and we know also how to use Composio to send out emails using Gmail, you can use this for newsletters. You can use this for direct messaging, or not direct messaging. What is it called? Bulk email messages. This can be extremely useful as a one-shot versus using all kind of these marketing tools that need you to pay some crazy amount a month to use. You can use Composio to send out if you have a newsletter or content you want to roll out to people or a group. You can definitely use Composio for it and use it as a cheap alternative versus paying something monthly. So if you are a content creator, if you are an influencer, if you are a marketer, this can be very, very helpful for you. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of a short one today just because of how long I've been away. I kind of wanted to put something out as soon as possible. But if you enjoyed this video, please like, please subscribe, please make sure you comment. Let me know some feedback so that we can get you the best kind of content you want. And with that being said, bye-bye.